But there's so many options out there for how you should diversify. And a lot of it has to do with, how much risk you're willing to take and what you like doing, right? Like, some people really like the stock market because you don't have to do anything, right? You put your money in an account, you put it into an S&P 500 fund, and just let it go where it goes. And it will grow over time, and you'll outpace inflation. But there's so much more possible, right? Like, you can put that on rocket fuel if we explore other opportunities. And for some people, they have the risk tolerance. They understand that if this thing that I try doesn't work, I'm going to learn from it, and then I can move on to the next thing and try the next thing, and maybe that will be the thing that works. And at the same time, they recognize that, hey, if I do find the thing that works, maybe I could get a 25, 50, 100% return on my money instead of 10 or 12% per year. I mean, some of you haven't figured this out yet, but that in your law firm, you can invest $100 and you can get 1,000 back, right? And maybe it's not a 10x return on every dollar that you invest, but you can certainly see where that possibility exists, right? And so when you own your own business or when you're doing your own investing and you're not relying on the market, others, there's a much greater potential of return. When you use leverage, there's a much greater potential of return. That's why people love real estate, right? Because you can buy a property for $400,000, but you only need to put up, say, $120,000 of that, right? If it's an investment property. So you can have $120,000 you invest, but in reality, you're investing $400,000, and you're paying a really nice interest rate on that. You're not getting killed on the interest rate on that. And what's really good is that if you're good about it, you can pay that back pretty quickly, right? Like within 5-6 years, that property cash flows. You just pay that mortgage down, pay that debt down. Now you've got that property free and clear. And then you can do it again. You've used leverage. You've used someone else's money to get an asset that appreciates, but it also has cash flow because you got tenants in it. You got stuff going on. So, this is not the episode where we start talking about all the opportunities, but we can start to think about what those possibilities are. Now, a lot of law firm owners are they buy an office building and then they rent that office building to the firm, right? And that's a great way to get started in real estate. If that's, if that's the place that you're at, if you're running an in-office operation and you've got an office anyway, why pay the rent to somebody else? Pay it to yourself. And there's great SBA programs where you can borrow 50% of that on an SBA loan. You're not going to get a traditional mortgage on a typical office building. They're fairly large, but you can borrow up to 50% of an office building. And as long as you're, or maybe I got that wrong. Maybe you just have to occupy more than 50% of it, and you can borrow a lot more than 50%. I forget, but there is an SBA program specifically if your business is going to be occupying that building that you can get special financing for that. So yeah, there's a lot of different things to explore, a lot of different things to do.